All right, guys. So you've seen my my Bosch zone system I've gone over it with you. I've showed you static and everything. The job that I'm going to be doing this week, Monday through Friday, is going to be basically the same system I have here, except it's going to be horizontal in the crawl. But the duct runs are pretty similar as far as length, and the zones are going to be the same. So I got a 16-inch, well, it's equivalent to a 16, this rectangular one that goes down into my lower level. And then I have a 16-inch damper here for the one that goes upstairs. And then I also have a bypass here too that I do not use. I mean, it's there, it never opens. So, and I'll show you why it doesn't open, because my static is about 0.4. I'll show you over here on the dry erase board. But the system I'm doing this week can be just like same exact system. 20 SEER, 3-ton air handler, 3-ton heat pump, zone panel, wireless adapter because we got to put a thermostat upstairs, and our discharge air sensor, which I put mine over here. So I do have all the goodies here, a couple of them anyway. I got my 16-inch zone damper there, Honeywell 16-inch zone damper there, and there's my discharge air sensor. I already have an extra zone panel over there, so we're good. We're good on all the stuff we need for the zoning. No bypass on this one. I'm going to do it without and make sure that the statics are good. So let me show you over here on the board. Yeah, my things are a mess again. I've been working and doing stuff, and obviously doing my little shorts and my little tutorials. So let's go over here and let me show you. So this is horizontal. Right now, the air handler that's in the crawl sits this way. I'm going to turn it this way so it's easier to service and easier to get to. Right now it's pretty tight right here. If you watch my video, I crawl back in here. It's pretty tight from the edge of the unit to the wall. So anyway, the way this one's going to be set up, so you got your air handler here, return air, short little 18-inch hard pipe to our filter grill that's already existing. We're going to do hard pipe. It's short. That'll help keep the static lower. I'm going to try to see if I can get a better filter to go in here too that's lower static. Right now they have a 1-inch. I'm going to see if I can get a 2-inch or maybe even one of those kooky 4-inch ones that insets in there. I've shown you guys those before. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just a regular plenum and deadhead it. I'm going to have a 16-inch damper here, 16-inch damper there, one for the down, one for the up. I'm not sure exactly how this is going to configure. I might have to run a piece of duct across here and have the dampers come out here. I just don't want to block the access to the air handler too much, because the one for upstairs has to come up here, and it goes up into a soffit that goes upstairs. So we'll see how that turns out. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to deadhead them, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I don't have the means to build, I mean I could, it would take me forever to build a pair of pants coming off here. So what I'm going to do is I'll take some metal and I'll do some scoops in there to drive the air to each zone. If I do it this way, if not, I'm going to run out a piece of duct and do my 2 dampers, and then make sure it extends 12 to 18 inches past like I showed you before. So let's go over here to how this is going to work. So I've showed you before that those zone dampers, those Honeywell zone dampers, they only will open up, they only go into first stage with one zone opened up, okay? And then it'll only go into second stage if both zones are open. So here's how that airflow works out. So I'm going for a 0.4, 0.5, worst case 0.6 static. And I'm going to, I didn't put that on here. I'm going to base it, let me write that on there for you. Hold on a second, guys. So I'm not designing this duct from scratch, but I'm going to go for a 0.07 friction rate. That's how I'm going to build it. And I know, based on looking at the duct, based off experience, I didn't figure out I didn't do a total manual D on it, let's put it that way. I can't see all the duct, so it's kind of hard for me to do that. So what we're going to go for is a 0.4, 0.5, or 0.6 total external static, okay? So that'll give us, in high, with both zones open, 1085. Sorry, that's not correct. We're going to go, our tap's got to be different because we need more airflow than that. Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I got that ironed out. So on high speed at 0.4 static, it's the Bosch Bova air handler, constant torque motor, do 1228, 0.5, 1224, 0.6, 1195. So you see the static doesn't affect it too much. It affects it more in the low stage. So low stage 623, 573, 516 CFM, respectively. So that would be, if we're trying to go for a main trunk of 800 feet per minute, that would give us 16-inch on all three statics for our high stage. Sorry, it'd be 16 for each. And then, so that's why we're not doing a bypass, so 16 for each, okay? Now the smaller zone with it going upstairs, we might be able to do 14, but I think I'm going to keep it 16. You know, if it slows down the velocity a little bit, so be it upstairs. I think it's going to be just fine. If I feel like I need to put this on the downstairs damper to bleed a little bit when this one's going, then I will. But I think we're going to be fine. Or I'm sorry, if I need to bleed this one for that one, you know what I mean. We're trying to keep the velocity 800 feet per minute. I'll be able to test that once we get the system installed. But we're going for 0.07 friction rate. You know, trying to keep 0.5 is my ideal. I mean, that's my sweet spot. I like to keep at. So that'll give us 408 CFM per ton. You know, and then on low with just the one zone open, we're going to be pretty darn close to what we need there. So. I believe, you know, because we're going for like 1.5 tons, so 573, pretty close. You know, we'll be somewhere around 600, 575 will work out. And we'll make sure the statics are good and make sure our temp rises and drops are good, and we'll be fine. So my system works beautifully, and this one's going to be just like it. You know, you can overanalyze these numbers, but you know, as long as we keep our statics where they need to be, our temp rise and drops are good, our face velocity is good on our filter, we should be looking good. So I look forward to showing you guys this system this week. It's going to be fun to do, and yeah, so you get to see this in real life starting tomorrow.